My name is Ricardo. I'm from Honduras, and in 2016, this call changed my life. Well,
Hey Ricardo, I'm calling because I have a problem.
for you.
Well, actually, it's something really curious. You see, a few days ago, I noticed a lot of bees flying around my yard. Today, I took a closer look, and to my surprise, they have broken into an old fridge I have outside. It's full of honeycombs, honey, and tons of bees. I don't know what to do with them. I don't want to kill them, but I can't leave them there either. Do you think you could help me?
So, this was not just a call, it was a calling. And it was a calling for me to save the bees. And I didn't have any idea how to save the bees. I didn't have any expertise, but I grew up listening to the stories that my grandfather used to tell me when he was a beekeeper in the south part of Honduras. So, in an act of courage and maybe a little bit of craziness, I say, we'll take them. So my brother and I went, and we didn't have any idea basically how to work with bees, but we have this vague sense that the smoke will calm the bees, and using some kitchen knives, we passed the bees into a new box, and that became our first hive. And it was also the first time that I asked myself how to save the bees. And I didn't knew at that moment how that question would really find the rest of my life. So there we were, two beekeepers with very little experience. And later that year, we discovered that that hive had produced almost 30 kilos of honey. And using the same kitchen knives, we harvested honey, bottled it, listed it on Facebook, and that honey flew from our shelves. So we started rescuing bees from places that they didn't belong, and it felt amazing. We were helping the people, and we were helping the bees being not exterminated. But in the bigger picture, it was really insignificant the work that we were doing, because we're losing around 50% of the world bees population every year. And let me show you and explain you why this is very important to all of you. This is a normal supermarket, right? Let's say Walmart or Harry's Theater, for example, full of fruits, full of colors, and this is how it actually would look if we lose our bees. So bees pollinate 80% of our fruits. 1 out of 3 bites that we take, it's pollinated by the bees. So if they die, they're taking us with them. So that's why I sit down with my sister, who happens to be a marketing expert, and we funded Trigona. Trigona is a company that is dedicated to the products of the beehives. And we have a one-of-a-kind collection of infused honeys, from strawberries that are harvested in the high mountains in Honduras, and mangoes and dragon fruit from our south border. Trigona meets with 3 angles, and it represents the fact that it's a company that is funded by 3 siblings, who are my 2 older siblings and me. So we also opened the only honey shop in Honduras in 2019. And we're so proud of our work, but then we remember, and I asked myself and my sister, how can we save the bees? And we didn't have any clear idea at that moment. And then I remember that a worker bee will only produce 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its entire life. And that's almost nothing. But her sisters depend on that small contribution for the colonies to thrive. And that motivated me. It motivated me to connect more people with the bees, to show them how amazing bees are, and most importantly, it motivated me to create more beekeepers. So that's why we changed all of our business model, and let me explain you how this works actually. So from all of the sales of beekeeping that we have right now, 20% of the revenue go to Polinizando Honduras. This beautiful project that owned my heart. In Polinizando Honduras, we are partnered with the US Embassy and the German Corporation in Honduras. And basically what we do is that we're training new beekeepers in Honduras. Women, only women. And those beekeepers are now a trustable suppliers for Trigona, and we're proud to pay them with fair prices. And we're continuing doing this on and on. So also these women represent a trustable future for their community. They're now generating income in a sustainable way. We're also working with young beekeepers, boys and girls, who also represent a trustable future for their communities. But this is me. This is me with Trigona, wanting to do my 12th of a teaspoon of honey for my country and for my community. And because now I firmly believe that creating new beekeepers could be the answer to this question that has guided my mission from the very beginning, to how to save the bees. So I want to invite you, all of us. You can be all part of this project, because at the end we're all beneficiaries of this project. You can all fund beekeepers in Honduras. And together we can make the difference, and together we can make our 12th of a teaspoon of honey count. Thank you.
Now we can do our question and answers with the judges. So.